Imagine you're at the grocery store with your parents, and you see a loaf of bread that costs $5. But where did that $5 come from? The answer might surprise you. Today, we're going to explain how money is created, but not just for grown-ups. We're breaking it down at 5 completely different levels, from kids to seniors. By the end of this, you'll understand something that affects every single dollar you earn, spend, or save. Let's start at the beginning, with a lemonade stand. Imagine you and your friends start a business, selling lemonade for $1 a cup. Now, what if you ran out of cups and needed more sugar? You might ask your parents for money to buy supplies. That's like a bank giving you a loan. But here's the twist. In the real world, banks get money from the government, and the government creates it from nowhere. It's like if your school created new money every time the cafeteria ran out of pizza. But in the real world, this gets a lot more interesting. Now, imagine you're a teenager with your first job. You're saving up for a new phone. But have you ever wondered how the money in your bank account was created in the first place? Banks get money from the government, which creates it by lending to banks at interest rates as low as 0.25%. Every time the government spends more than it collects, it issues bonds, borrowing $1.5 trillion every year. And here's something wild. 95% of all US dollars exist only as numbers in computer systems. Now let's see the machinery behind all of this, the invisible forces that shape the prices you pay every day. Now imagine you're in high school, and you start learning about the global economy. You might hear the name Milton Friedman, a famous economist who believed in free markets and limited government control over money. In the 1920s, Germany printed so much money to pay off war debts that prices doubled every few days. A lesson in what happens when money creation goes unchecked. Today, the Federal Reserve controls money creation to keep prices stable and the economy growing. But not everyone agrees on how it should be done. Some economists argue for more government control, while others believe in letting the market decide. It's a debate that shapes the world we live in. But theory is one thing. Here's how it plays out in real life, from the stock market to your next paycheck. Now imagine you're an adult, making financial decisions. Understanding how money is created can help you save, invest, and even earn more. For example, when the government issues bonds, you can actually buy them through your brokerage account, giving you a direct stake in new money creation. Businesses also use this knowledge to make smart decisions, like when to borrow, invest, or expand. And right now, the government is borrowing $1.5 trillion every year, a number that affects everything from interest rates to your mortgage. And finally, the lesson that only decades of experience can teach. Money is not just about what you earn, but how it's created, controlled, and used. Now imagine you're in your 70s, looking back on a lifetime of economic changes. You've seen booms and busts, wars and revolutions, all shaped by the invisible forces of money creation. In the 1970s, inflation was so high that prices doubled in just a few years, a stark reminder of how fragile money can be. But history also shows that people adapt, creating new systems, new rules, and new ways of thinking about value and wealth. What does this mean for the next generation? Will they inherit a world of stability or one of uncertainty? And here's the final lesson. Money is not just about numbers. It's about trust, power, and the choices we make as a society. Let's go back to that lemonade stand. The same forces that create money in the real world start with simple choices and rules. From a child's first business to the global economy, money creation is a story that affects us all. Which level changed how you think about money?